Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Thanks, But No One Asked You podcast where storytelling meets unsolicited advice. And today we are joined by Elise from Quinnipiac, member of the MAC, and I'll let her tell it, but there's some big news. Elise, please introduce yourself.
Yes, my name is Elise, and I am from Connecticut. I go to Quinnipiac University. I'm the captain of the track and field team, and I am getting my MBA this year as well. I'm finishing up my MBA.
Okay, there's some really big news in Quinnipiac history. Please share it with the audience.
So we just won the conference championship for the first time in program history for indoor track and
How long has your program been in existence?
oh man. I mean, my coach, the head coach, has been here since it was only cross country and only distance girls, and they've been able to build it up. It's been a long time. It's been
Wow.
a long time.
So it's iterated and then you're here now. But you also mentioned before this call that last year you guys lost and the year before that. Explain the trajectory.
My gosh. So since I've been here, we've lost by this much each
Yeah.
time, and we've only been able to someone just came to our um, so previously, we have lost by a point, a half a point to the same teams. It's usually, before I came here, it was Monmouth, and then since I've been here, it's always been us and Ryder battling head.
Okay.
It's been a fight until the end, like who's gonna win, who's gonna win. And this year we were finally able to we carried it away with like I think it was a 70-point difference.
70?
70, yeah.
Okay.
Point difference between us and Sacred Heart.
Wow. What I don't really know how track scoring works. I did track in high school, but like I wasn't paying attention. I was there for the social event, which is the track experience.
Yes.
How does that work for people who don't run track and field? How does scoring work? Is it weighted by different sports? Do certain sports matter more? How does that work?
So so it depends on how you place.
Okay.
So for track and field, it is definitely an individual sport, but when it comes to being a team sport, all of the points that are scored come together at the end, and then that is your, I guess, overall total, I would say. So
Okay.
if you are first place in your event, then you get 10 points for your team. If you're second place, I believe it's 8, and then
Okay.
6, and then so on. I think the top 3 medal, and then the top 8 score.
Wow. So you guys had a lot of first place finishes then. That's amazing.
Izzy Anzaldo on my team, she won MVP. She was the champion in the 200, the 400, and the 4x4. And we had a girl on my team three-peat. She won the 60, Naija Daly. She won the 60 3 times in a row. She won 2024, 2025, and 2026 at the Indoor Mag Championships.
Wow. Wait, what's a 60?
The 60-meter dash, it's just the straightaway in the middle of the track.
Okay, so it's a little bit longer than a
Quick.
40, which they do in the
Yeah,
NFL. So but you
correct.
gotta be quick. Okay, and see, this was my
Quick.
issue.
She's a
I
fire
couldn't yeah, there's no way. So you're tall, I'm tall. How tall are you?
I'm 6 feet tall.
Yeah, see, you're 6 feet, I'm 6'3", and I had to run, like, 200, 400 because I got long legs. It takes me a while to get going, but when I'm going, I'm gone,
Yes.
okay?
Going,
But
going, going.
these 100s, I was like, "Y'all, I'm smoked. These little people got it." Are there any tall people running the 100?
There was a tall girl in the 100 or
How did
in the
that work out for
60.
her?
She didn't do too bad. She made it to finals. She was pretty
Okay,
good, I'd say. I couldn't
okay.
really tell from how far away I was, but, I think I mean, Usain Bolt, he was pretty tall, and he
Someone
ran.
else said this. That's fair. That's fair. I mean, that man is just he's quick. I'm not quick out the blocks. Like, I'm gonna run you down. I'm the
Yeah.
run you down person. Okay, so what events did you compete in?
So I competed in the 200 this time.
Okay. All right. Well, I was told that if you can run the 2, you can run the 4, and if you can run the 4, you can run the 8. So what's going on with the 4 and the 8?
4 and the 8. You know, the head women's coach, she's the distance coach predominantly. She really wanted me to venture into the 800 and middle distance group.
Yeah.
And I just never took her up on it, and I almost feel like I regret it a little bit.
Okay, okay.
The very end of my collegiate career, I feel like, why not? But it was kinda like I didn't want to counteract the training that I was doing for sprinting and short speed,
Yeah.
but I think ultimately, if I were to have done the 800, it would have helped me in the 4. So I'm more
Mm,
400 runner. I did mainly the 200 this time because I was kind of battling a hip flexor thing all so that was kind of the a little nagging thing that was holding me back a little, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Fine. I'm looking forward to outdoor, but it is sad. I only have one more indoor race left. We have the New England Championships in 2 weeks. So
Oh my
not
god, y'all could win that.
well, we could win it. I don't know. We didn't I think we came in 3rd last year for it.
Okay.
I don't remember.
But you never know. Okay, so let me walk me through this because you also were before the call explaining like how all of these things had to come together. And it was like all these really small things.
Yes.
And when you were explaining it, I was like, "Oh my gosh, I have seen so many teams without those small things and then like cry wolf and be sad afterwards." I'm like, "Dude, y'all were like on your phone 5 minutes before the event. What are you are not locked in." And
Yes.
no one thinks those things matter, but you saw it firsthand. So what were all the small things you saw happen?
So, I don't think it started at the championship, obviously. I think
Mhm.
small things were things that we were talking about all throughout the year. When we were in preseason, when we first got here in August and September, we were talking about how we show up for each other, how we continue to do the little things even when it's annoying to spend, 10 extra minutes in ATR when you have to get ready for class, or when you're getting treatment, or if you have to see the sports psychologist, or if you're getting nutrition help, things like that, that we're so blessed to have those resources on our campus. But even the smallest difference of like stretching after practice,
Mhm.
after lift, and doing those recovery things, I think our team really this year like took a hold on those small things, how we show up for each other, being on time, being in the right, wearing the right shirt or the lift uniform, or things like that, just in the way that we show up for each other and the effort that we put in every single day. I think over time, what I kind of I'll use the analogy that I used again. I think that it wasn't just like puzzle pieces falling into place. I
Yeah.
think that the culture of my team over the years has become like exponentially better, and it's a wonderful group of girls. And I'm so lucky to be able to help lead them. And I mean, what I'll say is it's not just puzzle pieces falling into place. I'd like to think that it's tectonic plates moving very slowly over the years that has made us the team that we are. And it was all the people that came before us. And it's the stones that we're kind of laying down now to set up for the girls that come after us. And so I think once we got to championship, all the hard work was done. And that's what we were kind of telling each other in the circle,
Yeah.
in the huddle for the pre-meet huddle. We were telling each other like the hard work is already done. This is the easy part. Like this is the
Yeah.
fun. We get to show off everything that we've been working hard for months and months and years even. And to be so close and to my senior class that has experienced those heartbreaks and have passed down those stories and worked that much harder to make it that much better. It made it so rewarding, even though it was a landslide, honestly, like
Yeah.
60 points or whatever it was. It
Oh,
was
that must
so
feel good.
rewarding. It was so rewarding. And to have like our lift coach there and his wife, and we had the trainer there, Ryan, our AT, and just all the people supporting us. And even, oh my gosh, I'll tell you, one of the most memorable moments for me, I think, was cheering for Niaja in the 60. And the girls behind us were from St. Peter's. And they were telling their team, like, we're cheering for Niaja, like, cheer for Quinnipiac. Because Sydney Lavelle and Niaja Daly were in the final in the 60. And it was just like this amazing moment of like, oh my gosh, like the track and field world is just so like there's so many of us doing so many different things, but
Yeah.
so like magical at the same time. Not to sound like cheesy, but it's just so cool. Like just the people and everything. And it was just such a beautiful moment. And it almost made me want to cry. I was like, that is the sweetest thing ever. Like they don't have anyone in the final, but they're deciding to cheer for us. Like
That is so sweet. You're gonna make me cry.
no, I'm like tearing up.
Tighten up. Tighten up.
Yeah.
Tighten up.
It was
No,
just
that's
incredible.
amazing. I mean, honestly, I think I'm emotional because the first time we spoke months ago, you were having the classic senior year. It's all slipping away. It didn't happen the way I wanted. I don't know how to contribute, and you're beaming today.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it's like night and day. And it's so amazing to see you like this. And
Yeah.
even when we spoke, you were like, "Yeah, I didn't place," but you spent like 2 seconds on that, and you were like, "But I still had to do my pump up speech for the group. I still showed up." And those are the things that I feel like everyone's always trying to tell athletes about, and it's so frustrating when they don't buy in. And so I'm so glad that you experienced it because This experience, you don't even know this yet, but it's going to transcend beyond college.
Yes.
When you lead a team, when you're on a team and you see like really small things not happening, you're going to fully understand the assignment. And then you're going to be charged again with, okay, how do I get this group to buy into what I'm saying? And you're going to have to give this amazing story that you just shared, and it's going to motivate people.
Yes. Yeah,
And
that's
so
true.
it's amazing that you're experiencing it, because it's one thing to be told, but it's another thing to go through it. And now you have so much conviction
Yes.
behind it. And so, I mean, that's amazing. What does your coach say? What is he saying? What are the freshmen saying? Like,
Right.
what's everybody doing? Are they like riding high?
Yes. Oh my gosh, still riding high. Still, I mean, we get to be mentioned, and they're gonna do a little walkout for us at the women's basketball game on Saturday. So that's gonna be super fun. It's also their senior day, which is so sweet.
Wow.
So, oh my gosh, and then even after, like, on the bus ride home, we were, like, playing some music and, we were holding the trophy, taking pictures with the trophy and all that stuff. I got text messages from one of my old lift coaches who actually happens to be at Sacred Heart now, and the men won on Sacred Heart. So, she doesn't coach them specifically, but she texted me, and it was so sweet because she came from Quinnipiac and then went to Sacred Heart to coach, I think, basketball. She coaches basketball and volleyball there now. But just to hear from her was so nice that she was, like, thinking of us, and obviously I told her congrats to her guys too for winning, because it was the men's first time winning since they joined our conference. So Sacred
Wow.
had just joined our conference a couple years back, and so it was their first win in the MAC, the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference. So that was pretty cool for them, I'm sure, I can imagine. And then I also got a text from the head women's basketball coach at Quinnipiac, Coach Fabry. She texted me. I was like, "Oh," like, it was so sweet, just, like, congratulating us. And then the next day, I get an email from Dr. President Marie Harden, the president at Quinnipiac. She personally emailed me to say congratulations to me, and I just was like,
You're
I
gonna
just
make me sad. Okay,
no,
enough. Enough, Elise. Enough.
I'm sorry.
This
It
is a
was like
lot.
it was just so heartwarming, just the amount of love. Oh my gosh, it was just crazy.
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
but
I'm so
everyone on
happy
the
for you.
team everyone on the team is just, I think, just riding it out. Like, we're just so happy, and, like, we wanna carry this into outdoor. Like, the hard work doesn't stop. Like, we still
Yeah.
obviously being a track and field athlete, and then also half of our team also competed in cross country. It's very important for us to keep our head in the game because it's a long year, it's a long season. Running doesn't stop, the jumping doesn't stop, the throwing doesn't
Yeah.
stop. None of it ever stops. So we can't just be done now and kinda
Yeah.
take it easy. I mean, we have the New England Championship next week, and then spring break is our little break that they give us. We don't do anything.
Yeah.
And then we get right into outdoor. And so it's really, really crucial that we keep our head in the game and make sure that we do everything we can, because we definitely have a chance in outdoor too.
Yeah.
Even though it is a few different events here and there, but I mean, still, same thing. I think we definitely have a really good shot. But I think it's really inspiring for the freshmen to be a part of this. And I mean, it's significant for everyone at all ages, I think, because obviously the freshmen coming in, they are feeling it. And I feel like we just had that culture of like, we got this year. Like, this is our year. And like, we were feeling it the whole year.
Yeah.
And even I think back to when I had spoke to you at the MaxAC meeting. I remember feeling like kind of being hard on myself. I was putting a lot of pressure on myself to be like this perfect leader figure and captain and say all the right perfect things and do all the things that I had to do. And I just remembered, like, I've always wanted to be the captain of this team. I've always felt so passionately, and I always put the team first. I'm constantly thinking about them and the girls. And I think once I kind of let go of like that perfectionism or perfectionist mindset of like, I was once in their shoes, and just coming at it from a perspective of like, what do they need from me at this point in time? I don't need to be perfect. I don't need to say the perfect thing, but how can I show up for them? And even in times where I'm feeling low or I'm doubting myself, and just still continuing to show up and even just talk about my struggles, because obviously we all struggle. And I think hearing about it from an upperclassman helps them to know that it's okay to go and ask for help and use the resources that we have. But I mean, the coaches know that, I mean, they obviously helped us and laid down the game plan the entire year and for years before this. And I think it was just a matter of time before we actually were able to execute it. And so they're so proud of us. They're proud of themselves. And obviously they know it's, you know, they're the ones that can tell us what to do, but we're the ones that actually have to do
You
it
got to
and
do it.
actually do the hard things and do the little things that count each and every day, whether it's fueling right after practice, making sure you're getting in the protein and everything to recover, to hydrating and recovery and just all those different things. Like we have to actually put in the work and you see it. You see it in the girls, you see the drive and just that everyone wants it. And I think that's what ultimately made us win.
Yeah. Was there like resistance at any point throughout the season when he was talking about the small things? Not that you have to name names, but do you think there were things that people were resistant to, but did anyway, but maybe didn't see the value in?
Honestly, I think stretching after practice because everyone's just ravenous after practice. We just want to go eat. But I think really and truly, like we know what we need to do in order to make our body feel the best.
Yeah.
And over the over the course of the winter, I feel like there were like nagging injuries or like little sicknesses. So
Mhm.
that's the big thing, especially being in flu season and being in the winter. Like there was a point in time where a bunch of us were sick and we're getting sick. And so we were just like, okay, we have to make sure that we're staying away from each other. Maybe let's not go party this weekend together or whatever, but just like the little things of like just taking care of each other and checking in and things like that.
Yeah. Oh, this is so great. Okay. I'm just gonna get it together
It's
over here.
coming.
Don't mind me. Okay. Okay. Quick pivot, real quick. So, in a few weeks, in 2 weeks, I'm
2
gonna see
weeks.
you again in person,
Yes. Yes.
and you have a 90-second pitch you have to do.
Oof. Yes. Which we went over that on Sunday. I sent
I
a
don't
group
know when we did it. Well, we
I was
let 2 people go,
I
like,
wasn't on
let
the
2
call.
people share theirs, and so we decided we're gonna keep doing that, but I also said I was gonna open up office hours, so I need to get on that. I was
Yes.
gonna open up office hours and let people, like, do their quick pitch. I'll give you, like, 2 things to fix. We'll run it 2 and 3 more times, and
Yeah.
then, you're on your own.
Yeah.
But Imma be honest with you, this story right here, this, like, selflessness mindset, and it's like, knowing that you're not bigger than the program is bigger than how you feel, what's in your head, like, that is such a compelling. I would wanna work with anybody who said that to me.
Mm.
You could sprinkle in a little bit, "Oh, and this is how it'll work with Cisco." For people who don't have context, by the way, because 'cause we're just talking like everybody should know. In 2 weeks, we are going to be at Rashard Hall, who is a former Clemson and, NFL football player. He has an amazing program called Scholar Elite, and he invites, I think, 40 college students to go on a career trek, and so these college students have a 4-day experience where they are in front of both Cisco and Worldwide Technologies this round, and they have case competitions, they have to pitch themselves, they have networking, they have dinners, and it's like a whole thing, and I'm there as assistant coach, and my big thing is gonna be just culture, like, "Yo, be a culture fit." I don't know who you are, I don't know you past Adam, but I don't care how smart you are, be cool, like, be a cool person, and also just, be confident the whole time. You're already here. He's placed 100% each year, so the expectation is that you get it. It's
Yes.
like, now it's on you, just like you said, your coach is gonna tell you what to do, but it's on you, and so there is a 90-second pitch that everybody has to do. I've been coaching a little bit around it. And my advice has been, instead of reading your resume, because that's what everybody naturally does, tell a compelling story and tie it into how it's going to fit into your company. And I think that this story that you're talking about, I mean, the whole story arc of just like it not going the way you want it to, and then it turning into this thing, but you're at the core of it. You're at the center of it, of 'cause you've always been thinking about the group from yes, you had your little, mini meltdown, "I don't know if I'm enough and if I'm doing enough." Not that you sounded like that. That's just a voice of despair that we all get. But, in my conversation with you, it was like, "Hey, man, control what you could control." Like, I've been there and it sucks, it's overwhelming, but you kept the team always was, like, at the core. Even when you weren't performing, you were like, "How can I coach them more?" In fact, that's what you wanted to do. You were like, "I need to coach the kids, the other ones more." You've always been that way, and that is such a it takes a lot of humility, it takes a lot of introspection, it takes a lot of just I don't think you can teach it all the way. I think you're just like this, and it's an amazing muscle to have, and so, I don't know what your 90-second pitch is, we're gonna open up office hours, we'll find out, but if you don't have one, you got one today, okay?
Yes.
Because I'm compelled I would wanna hear more, I'd wanna know what else you bring to the table, so that's my 2 cents.
Yes. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
I had to give obviously, I guess, a 90-second pitch with another interview that I did previously. Um, and I remember just thinking, like, when I just let it flow and I'm not thinking too much and I'm just kind of telling a story, like, same thing. I think I basically talked about my journey going from, a high school athlete to Division 1. I kind of
Mhm.
told that story and he was impressed. And I just was like, wait, okay, I need to make sure that I like have that emotion. I'm not just like a robot. Like I could say like, oh yeah, well, I'm president of this and I did that and I'm vice
Yeah.
chair and like all this stuff. But like I actually wanted to talk about like actually the impact that I've had and like not just the roles that I've been able to be in. And I think that
Yeah.
I really do my best to the positions that I get to be in. Obviously, I'm in for a reason and I work very hard to be able to obtain those roles. But ultimately, my goal, whether it's captain my team, president of the student athlete advisory committee, like my focus is always how can I make this a better experience for everyone and how can I put my best foot forward and maybe help someone in a small way or like inspire someone or help someone get the help that they need or like something like that. So that's something
Yeah.
that
Yeah, you got it. I mean, look, I'd be impressed. I don't know. I don't work for either of those companies, but I've worked adjacent. Microsoft is adjacent.
yes.
And I can tell you, I will say this, and I say this to people all the time, right? Student athletes, we always feel like I'm graduating and I haven't had a job. So I don't know what I don't know. Okay,
Yes.
that's one bucket. Then, but it doesn't ever change. Like, so I went from basketball to education. That's a bubble in itself. Like teachers don't typically go corporate. They stay in education. So I went from one bubble to another bubble and I was like, "Man, I don't even know the jargon. I don't even know what to say." And then I finally got to corporate and I was like, "I'm sorry. This is this? This is what I was freaking out about?" A lot of people in corporate could never be a student athlete,
Mhm.
and a lot of people in corporate could never be a teacher. These
Yeah.
are like two of the hardest things I've ever done in my life. And we count ourselves out so quickly because we don't have these things on paper. But when I tell you, I'm like, I've been there. I done hit all the different spots. I've been an individual contributor. I've been a manager of people. The values, the very baseline things of like being able to communicate, being selfless, being goal oriented, having a get it done regardless attitude, you cannot teach everybody. And so many people are missing this. I can teach you how to code. I can teach you how to put a slide deck together. But that intangible stuff, that story that you just shared, your arc from high school to now, no one can take that from you. And no one has that story. And it's super powerful. And so I really, you won't really believe it until you get there. But
Yeah.
I really want to encourage students like, yo, y'all have way more going on than you know. Way more. Okay, let's get into the fun part. Okay, we're gonna make a rule. There's no more apologizing. I don't even know what you just apologized for. What'd you apologize for? The sun being in your eye? You just apologized for squinting because the sun was in your eye. That is a reflex. We gotta shut that down.
Yes, you're right. Okay.
I'm glad you didn't say sorry.
Mhm.
Okay, let me give you, instead of telling you what not to do, I'm supposed to have a solution. A tip someone gave me was instead of apologizing, say thank you for whatever it is I just did. Thank you for your patience while I whatever.
Thank you for allowing me to reset my computer so that I'm not squinting as much at the
So
computer.
much better. I'm like, "Yeah, not a problem." All right, cool. So, we're gonna go over some topics,
Okay.
and you're gonna pick one, and
Okay.
then I'm gonna choose a question from said topic. And if you don't know, you're like, "I don't really have an opinion about that." That's fine. So, I'm gonna give you 3, pick one of these. Finances, politics, relationships.
I think relationships. I think I'd be able to give you the most.
All right. Let's see here. Are you interested in being married? Why or why not?
Good question. I'm not interested in being married.
Okay, say more. I just think it's
So,
funny, sorry.
yeah. So I'm honestly not interested in being married at this point in time. When I was a senior in high school, my parents went through a divorce. I
Mhm.
guess, yeah, it started my senior year, at the very end of my senior year. And I just realized how much of marriage is like paperwork and it was constructed back when women didn't work. And so
Mm.
be a certain you know, if two parents split, then the kids have to have an equal opportunity at each household. Well, we live in a day and age now where both my parents work. And so I feel like, I mean, obviously women work now all across the board. And it's just an outdated concept that one or the other has to kind of pay the other. Or
Mhm.
I've just basically seen how messy it is and much how money can really like ruin things in a way. And marriage shouldn't be about money. I think honestly, if I were to find someone, we would just get rings and say we're married because who cares? Like I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't have to do all that paperwork and then have it be, I mean, I'm sure I'm naive, but this is my perspective at this point in time. But I understand that there's probably some pros that outweigh the cons in marriage or, things like that. But I just am not interested in that because of what I've seen my parents go through.
Same. Same girl, same. I'm like, but here's what I will say. So I'm not married, by the way. I'm not about to be pro marriage, but something did happen. So I've always been of the mindset of like, okay, I don't want to my rationale for not wanting to get married is like breakups are already just like so exhausting for me. I feel like if I'm going through a breakup, I am not like I can't leave. I don't want to leave my house.
Right now, currently, you are?
No.
Okay, I was gonna say, oh my god.
When no,
Listen,
when going through a breakup, it's, like, so hard. It's so exhausting, and I cannot imagine adding in money, contracts, lawyers, like, that would just stress me out to the max, and I honestly don't know how people do it. When I see
me
people and
neither.
they're, like, going through a divorce, I'm like, "Bruh, do you wanna just clock out? Like, you don't need to be here. We need to have PTO for people going through divorce, I personally think. But that's just my kind of rationale. It's like, listen, I'm with you. I'm like, if you want to be with me, let's be together. You can live with me, you know? I mean, like, let's figure it out. But I don't want you to feel obligated to stay here
Yeah.
because we're contractually allowed.
Yes.
So I have some thoughts about how I think marriage should be reconstructed.
Ooh, please
The
tell me.
same way, I feel like there should be trial periods,
Okay.
right? Like you should start the marriage process and then it shouldn't really take complete effect until 2 years in, 3 years in, right? So, like, you go through the whole thing, but it's not, like, fully financially bound. You don't really get all the benefits of being married until you're 3 years in, because I think there is a notion of, like, getting married, and then it's like, "Okay, but after y'all are married, that's it. There's no new milestone." I mean, maybe a kid, but I think maybe, like, there's, like, a, "Oh, I wanna get married," and then you go through all the things, and then it's like, "Okay, that's it. You're done. This is what you got for the rest of your life. There's no new," and I think some people get caught up in the hype. So my only not concern, but, like, advice is, it's fine to have that opinion. I think it's rational to me, but when you graduate and your friends start getting married, it can start to feel isolating.
Hmm.
And I didn't see that coming because I was very much like, "Yeah, I mean, I'm not really interested," until what starts to happen is your friends start getting married and then they're starting to do like married people things. And now you're kind of like losing your friend a little bit. And it happens in pockets. And then like most of your friends are married and you're not. Now, here's what I will say. Here's what I will say. So my 30s were like, oh God, like, should I be working towards getting married? Like, am I missing something here? Now that I'm 40, I'm like, feeling good, feeling great. I have so much autonomy that my friends who are married don't have
Yes.
because they've got kids.
Yes.
And then if I say, "Hey guys, let's go do something for a weekend," I don't know what it is, but they automatically go, "Who's gonna watch the kids?" And I'm like, "Your husband,
Right.
the other human in the household." And they go, "Oh, right." And I'm like, "What happened to us? Absolutely not." And so that I kind of am like, I made it through the fog and now I'm still here and I'm like, "Yeah, I like my decision." Like, I make decisions for myself. All right, I went on a rant there.
No, no, thank you for that. Yeah,
Just be mindful, just be make sure it's your choice. That is my only fear for people. If you change your mind, go for it, but don't do it because you're pressured.
yes, for sure. And I honestly, coming from like a big Italian family, a bunch of my cousins have all gotten married, and my sister and I are the youngest of all the cousins. And so I don't necessarily feel any sort of pressure because I'm honestly not super close with a lot of my family on either of my mom and dad's side.
Mhm.
There's only a handful of people that I'm really close with that we actually visit and keep in touch with because everyone's now dispersed all over, people are far away and stuff, but I definitely don't really feel that sort of pressure, and also it comes from society too, like, I just don't really I don't know. I can foresee maybe it being difficult when, like, friends of mine start getting married, but I also have found that I've also found people that think the same way as me and also
Mhm.
maybe aren't like, I just think maybe times are maybe changing a little, and
I
I think
think so.
yeah,
I need to
so
be in y'all's generation or someone else's generation. I don't know. I'm like, I feel a little ahead of the curve here, y'all. I'm like, I
yeah,
think this marriage thing it's antiquated. I mean, it's one of those things like when you finally start understanding the background behind something, you're like, we should just update this or something. We should have to do something. I also really don't like the kids having to go through divorce is exhausting. And I've dated people who have kids and I immediately think about the kid when they're like, "Oh, I have him this weekend or I have him next week. I have her next week." And I'm like, God, that must suck to be like 8 and you gotta pack a bag for a week to
yeah,
go be in another house, but
can't
it's no way you remembering all the equipment you need for your sport. It's no way you remembering all this like, what a kids already have a lot going on. I can't imagine them trying to keep straight where stuff is, and it feels selfish to me. Like, maybe the parents should swap who's in the house versus making the kid move place to place. That feels crazy. Like, why does their life get disrupted because y'all are going through whatever you're going through? All right. Woo! Triggered.
no, I'm completely with you.
Yeah. If we asked parents to move in and out of their own home, they would say there's no way because that's disruptive. And it's like, okay, but what about your kid?
About your kids.
All right, let's move forward. Social media and identity, mental health, or future family and lifestyle.
Wait, it was social media, mental health, and then future family lifestyle?
Mhm.
Say mental health.
Okay. Nom, 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 nom. These are funny questions. What is something you're pretending doesn't affect you?
Am I pretending doesn't It's a really good question. I think something that I'm pretending doesn't affect me is how close I am to the end of my athletic career,
Mm.
and I try to think of it as, well, I get to have the opportunity to try different ways of keeping in shape or, like, things like that. Well, it is I mean, I can't even imagine what it will be like not having a team. I think that's something that scares me the most,
Mm,
is, like, not being a part of a team necessarily. Like, I am excited for kind of falling back in love with running again, because I think I've lost my love for it in just
mm,
years with injuries and mental barriers and coaches and things like that, but I think that I'm excited to kind of figure out because there is some sort of, like, freedom that comes with that of just being able to kinda choose how you get to work out and stuff, but I am going to miss the team aspect of it, and I think that I have been thinking about it more than I'd like to admit, and it does kind of make me a little bit sad.
yeah. Are your teammates your main friends at college?
They are now, I'd say. Last year, I had a few girls people that have now graduated, but we were a very tight group, and it was golf and volleyball and tennis,
Mm,
and so it was just a bunch of different sports together, but that group has now graduated. And I always kind of gravitated towards the older kids, whether I was in high school or when I was in college, just because I feel like maybe I'd like to think I'm a little bit more mature, a little bit more wiser than maybe people my age sometimes. But I did gravitate towards my, like, seniors, my freshman year, and, like, the upperclassmen, and just, like, learning from them, and I still keep in touch with them now.
yeah,
I just really valued those friendships, and now being the older one, it is weird, which I think added to my stress maybe this fall of, like, "Oh, well, I'm the older one now, I'm supposed to act like when I don't have it all figured out," and I'm also just going through the motions and figuring it out as
yeah,
I go, but I feel like I do miss having, like, those people and having the older kids to look up to. But it is
yeah.
also fun being the older one.
How are those people that graduated handling life without a team? Do you talk to them about that? Or they have completely different problems now or something?
Well, so I think so for one of them specifically, one of my friends that was on the men's tennis team last year, he's having a hard time with his schedule of kind of finding time to play and also someone else to play with. And so obviously for tennis, you need people to play with. For me, I could just go on a run and call it a day.
Yeah.
But I think for him, that's something that he's struggling with. But as for one of my volleyball friends who is from Italy, she is playing on a team now. So she didn't stop.
Wow.
She's playing like basically like their pro league. It would be, I guess, equivalent to here. And so she gets to continue to play and be on a team and play with girls that she loves. And so she kind of gets still that like team aspect of it. But and she just loves it. Like she doesn't want to stop. Versus like
Yeah.
for me, I feel like I'm like my body's tired. I'm drained a little bit from it. But like the traveling and being with the team and every weekend going somewhere else, like it's really fun. And
Yeah.
it's fun still. Like I know that I'm gonna miss it. And so I'm trying to soak it all in and take advantage of every opportunity that I have. But I do know that my body is tired. But
Yeah.
definitely still in it mentally. It's just harder.
Yeah. I mean, it's like senioritis. Wait, and so you're not a fifth year, are you?
I'm not a fifth year. So what I did was I graduated with my bachelor's in 3 years.
How?
I took so many classes. I took like 18
Why?
because I couldn't imagine. I mean, luckily, God forbid, I mean, I didn't redshirt or anything. I wasn't injured to the
Yeah.
extent of having to redshirt a season. But for me, I was like, I can't imagine doing school and not doing a sport. So I was like, this is perfect that Quinnipiac is offering that I get my MBA and my bachelor's in 4 years total. And I get to run track for 4 years too.
Yeah,
So
I mean, that's
it's
awesome.
like
But
perfect.
okay, but math is not mathing. Okay, so you finished in 3 years, fine. MBA
Yes.
programs are 2 years.
Yes. But I started taking classes last year for my MBA. And in the summer,
And and you were on SAC, and you're a team captain, and
and I
you're
had
doing
two
this,
internships
and
over
you're doing that.
yeah.
3 internships. How much are you sleeping?
So I will tell you, I am better about sleep now than I was in the past. Back when I was like last year, when I was like new to the presidency and all that stuff, like
Mhm.
figuring out the ropes, I wasn't sleeping as much, but I've realized how much I really do need sleep now. And so I'm actually taking the time for myself to take care of myself and not just be like a manic mess and just like go, go, go and running on fumes and caffeine purely. I do love it. Like I love the go, go, go. Like I can't imagine just being a regular student here and not having so many responsibilities. Like it is a blessing and a curse because I am so hard on myself. And I think I definitely am a perfectionist. I feel like I try to be the best at everything I can be.
Yeah,
But at the end of the day, I am a person. I'm a human being, like going through college, and I do want to have fun sometimes.
yeah,
I can't imagine not having so much on my plate. I feel like I just need it. Like I thrive off of it when I'm really busy and I love it. And yeah, I feel like if I'm just sitting around, I'm like, all right, I need to be doing something. Like
yeah, what else can I be doing? What else can I be maximizing? No, we are the same in that route. It's so funny. So, do you use ChatGPT?
I do.
Okay. Do you have access to it now?
Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna type in this sentence, and I'm gonna share what mine says.
Okay.
You're gonna type in the sentence, "Roast me in 1 sentence."
It's me in one sentence. Huh. Do you want me to read mine first?
Mhm.
Or you okay. Elise, you approach multiple choice questions like they personally wronged you. Calm, strategic, and absolutely refusing to let them win. Hmm.
What does that mean?
Well, I think I need to give it more
What it mean?
context.
Multiple choice questions, that you treat them like what?
Hold on, wait. I said in my life. Okay, chat said, you juggle track, leadership, internships, emotional cries or crises, and existential questions like a CEO in training, but still spiral because someone did text back fast enough.
No,
No way!
no! You've been pouring into ChatGPT.
I have been. Well, that was personally why I almost was like, "Oh, I think the relationship one would be I'll get the record straight. I don't have a ton of experience when it comes to relationships,
Okay.
but I was like kind of thinking about it more in terms of like friendships or like I don't know what I was thinking. But like relationship specifically, I'm very bad at. And so I guess I had been pouring into chat a little bit, trying to figure out my own thoughts and detangle things that were going inside my head. I have confided in the counseling office recently. It's all looking up. Don't worry. But I think
But
sorry.
wait, just to be clear, you've been crashing out lately, it sounds like. You've been
Yeah,
crashing out. It's okay. Listen, you're not alone. People here's what I think it is, because I used to be like this up until like a year ago. I got it figured out now. And I have a friend like this. We're all like busybodies, and we almost expect everyone else to kind of move in the same way. And so, because we're used to filling gaps and filling voids, when there's just pauses or breaks or a lack of clarity from another person, we are like, "Oh, no." Because we're used to controlling everything, and you can't control
yes.
this. You
Yeah,
cannot control it.
that's kind of the problem that I was currently going through. Well,
Jeez,
okay, I
okay.
wanna know yours now. I wanna talk about mine more.
I don't ask chat about relationships. I've journaled enough. I'm like, "Listen, we're just gonna read our previous entries and make sure we don't sound like that anymore, because that's
Okay,
crazy."
good.
But mine would have sounded somewhat similar to yours a year ago. I've grown since. It says, Britt, you've built 5 frameworks, 3 revenue streams, a podcast, a workbook, a keynote, and a relocation plan to Portugal, but still open 47 browser tabs because you might need them for a future idea. And you know what? And I don't appreciate that, chat, because that sounds great to me.
Yeah, that's not really a roast. Like, you don't have anything the chat could roast you about.
It said something yesterday. I did it yesterday, and it was a little like, oof, that sucks. It was a better roast yesterday. Pretty much like, you don't need a brand strategy, you need to sit down.
Mm,
You need a
yeah,
be still strategy. And I
yes.
was like, "Yeah." So here's what I will say about, well, I'll hold my unsolicited advice till the end. Oof, geez, man, but your roast was pretty tough.
I think the multiple choice one from the fact that I was asking it to clarify my answers, making sure I had the right answers for my multiple choice thing that I was doing.
Well, you were cheating.
No, I was using it to my advantage.
We have evolved the word cheating into using it to my advantage. I was solutioning. Interesting.
I was checking to make sure that I had the right answer.
Okay. That's fine. All right. So you are last question before we get into unsolicited advice. Your roast is great. I hope you post it somewhere.
Definitely will not.
Because then the person will read it and they'll know. Okay.
Exactly.
Um, how old are you now? 20,
Me too.
22. Okay. 8 years from now, you'll be 30 or 7. I don't know when your birthday is. What does success look like at 30?
Hmm. I think success will look like being proud because I know that everyone says that the most of the growth that you go through happens, I feel like, in your 20s because you're finally out of school. You actually start your life for the first time. You're trying things out, meeting people, traveling, things like that. So I hope that by the time I'm 30, will be so strong in my own identity and where I'm going and the things from that I won't take any bullshit from anyone. That I will just continue on my path and continue where I'm going no matter what people think of me. And that's what success is because I want to just make sure that I'm the most authentic I can be and doing what I love and not just falling into something because someone thought I should do it or, oh, I would be good at this, so I guess I'll do that. Like I don't want to fall into that trap. I can't imagine not doing something that I love.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, listen, I think that's exactly what happens at 30. It's like you get tired of being run down and run over and treated however. And then you finally start opening your mouth and trying new things. And it's cringe at first. And sometimes you put your foot in your mouth and then the pendulum swings back. And then you finally just even it out. But man, 30 comes. I thought my 20s were amazing. And then I turned 30 and I was like, oh my God, that was a dumpster fire. Like what was I doing? Everything but I was doing everything to get here at 30, and so I loved my 30s. I thought my 30s were very pivotal. I felt way more grounded. I felt way more secure about who I was, what I was doing. I was more confident speaking to people and boundaries. I was so much better at boundaries.
Yeah, that's awesome.
My God.
Can you help me get better with boundaries?
The only thing that's gonna help you is time. You gotta try different things. It's like, I mean, I tell people every December 31st is shedding season. That's when I take stock and I'm like, all right, who's gotta get fired and why? Versus, Yeah, I never wanna go into a new year with baggage or frustration or people that just, like, drain me. I can't do it, and I'm someone who makes friends fast, so that makes it tricky. I need to slow down. I'm very trusting of people, and I invite people into my space and into my life, and I need to slow that down because I'm also quick to be like, no." And it's like, I don't wanna have those interactions. So I should be slower to, bring people in, not guarded, just slower, and then I don't have to have those conversations. So that's what I'm saying, like, the pendulum swings, but I used to be real like, "Hey, I don't like the way you did this, this, and this. You very materialistic. I don't get down like that. I don't like the way you treated that random person. Like, I don't wanna be your friend." And it was, like, harsh. I didn't have to do it that way, but I had to go through something to learn how to do it better. So, I would just, like, learn from other people because your style is gonna be your style, but you gotta start putting some up just to see.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think is the best thing that someone in my shoes could do to, like, stay true to themselves and trust themselves more?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, you seem very introspective, you know? Your staying true is gonna require you to I don't have anything profound to say. I feel like I know what I'm saying, but nothing's coming out. I personally am not worried about you.
Okay. Thank you for
Yeah,
saying
I
that. Yeah.
mean yeah, I mean, you're exactly where you need to be. I think the things you care about is who you are at your core, so I'm not worried because you have guardrails where some people are just, like, frenetic and they don't know who they are. They're not asking themselves this question right now. The fact that you're asking yourself this question tells me you're gonna be fine. It's just a matter of experience. You gotta be in a toxic relationship. You might have to be in 5 toxic relationships before you realize what is happening. But I know just from talking to you that you're gonna have that conversation with yourself because you're going to trust you over everybody else. And so I mean, you gotta go through it. There is no shortcut.
True. That's true. I'm prepared.
You're ready. I mean, you've been through enough. You're good.
I'll go through it.
You'll go through it. Can't go around it, can't go over it, can't go under, gotta go through it. Take me through that, take me do we do that still?
But
I won't do that anymore, never mind. It's cool when I do it with my friends, it feels really old when I do it in front of you.
no, it's okay.
I'm over it. Have move it I blacked out. I had a moment. Jesus. Alright, here's my unsolicited advice to you after hearing what you have said throughout the show and just having known you. I mean, I think that and I give this advice a lot, there are seasons in your life where you are sprinting and other people say you're doing the most, you're doing a lot. I started to adopt this mindset of like, I'm not doing the most, y'all aren't doing enough.
Mhm.
And that's just how I feel about it.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna age. And then one day you're gonna be tired out of nowhere. I don't know why it happens. I mean, it happens because you get older, but I used to drink a lot. Not like so much. I wasn't drinking like game day. I wasn't drinking before practice. It wasn't like, no way I was responsible about it. But compared to today, I don't even really want to at all because when I turned like 28, a day of hangover that used to be a pop in and pop out took me down for 3 days. And I was like, "Oh, is this life now?" And it's funny because when my friends start turning 30 now, my younger friends, they're like 29, they're like, "I am just tired. I mean, I went out Friday, but it's Monday." And I'm like, "Oh, welcome to the club." And so your body is gonna start slowing you down. And what you want to do and what you can spend your energy on is gonna slow down naturally. So what I say is, if you in sprint mode this season, sprint. Your body's gonna let you know if you're doing too much, but as you get older, you're not gonna have the capacity to do so much, or you're gonna have to do it differently. So I like to tell people, like, you may go really, really hard, and then you're gonna burn out, and then you're gonna be like, "I wanna do something way more chill." And I did that. Sports, coaching, education are, like, crazy. And then I was like, "I'm tired." And so I worked at corporate, and I was bored by the end of year 2. And then I was doing, like, side projects. I started my speaking business. I was doing all this stuff because I had the capacity, and I was like, "I want to do more." And I had a friend make fun of me and was like, "You're the type of person who wakes up and, like, there's no problem. Nothing needs to be solved, yet you have a solution for something that doesn't even exist. It's
Mm,
like you make up problems to solve. And I'm like, "That's a compliment, thank you."
yeah,
But now I'm still clearly, according to ChatGPT, I'm still moving, I'm just moving differently. But if that's you, that's you. Like, don't let nobody tell you that you're doing the most. Do never, 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 never. And I think I struggle with that for a while because when you're a lot, people will say that you're a lot, you're doing the most, you here, there, and everywhere. Somebody's gonna match your energy and it's gonna feel great. But there's not a lot of people who's going to match your energy.
yeah. I've started to realize that.
And so don't take it personally. Like, have friends that are a little slower than you. They're gonna start. You're gonna start inspiring them. So that's my advice. If you're in sprint mode, stay there. Whatever. Because I mean, if you lost your legs tomorrow, what could we do? What? You'd be bored.
Yeah.
All right. Shout out to the people who have no legs. I don't even know why I said that. Oh my God. Please. All right. Do you have a group of people, younger, your age, older,
Well,
that you would like to give advice to? You can't give it to all three.
yes.
Just pick one group.
Yeah. I feel like I would pick people that are younger than me. I feel like if I were to pick a group to speak to, it would be like my younger self or like that sort of age group, even
What
whether it's
age group?
middle school, high school, I think. Not like super young, but I think, I don't know, I feel like that's when you're more, you're at a certain level of consciousness and you're really trying to, I think that's where my like people pleasing tendencies started to come up. And I think that that's where I started to worry about what people thought of me, and something
Mhm.
that I hope that people don't do, kids that are younger than me. I hope that they just be who they want to be and not worry about what other people think of them, and to do what they want and to say what they want and to just be true to themselves more. And I think that will help them in the long run. I think that will help them when it comes to like choosing a career path or just being their most authentic self. I think that younger kids have such a great opportunity to become anyone that they want to be before the world starts putting ideas in their head and other people start putting ideas in their head. But if they could just keep that sort of spark and what gets them excited and what's what's their driving force, and just like holding on to that like spark and that magic, then they'll be able to go far. Because I feel like a lot of us lose that as we get older, like lose that sort of like creativity or things like that. But you can still get it back. You can still find it. It's just kind of buried deep down.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna push you a little bit further. Kids hear this message a lot. They hear, "Be yourself, do the thing." And it's well intentioned, but at the end of the day, there are moments where it's hard to be yourself because it can be isolating. So what do you say to the person, kinda like you just asked me the question, I'm like, "I don't know, time?" But you give this talk to some kids and you're like, "Be yourself, do your own thing." And they believe you in the moment, but then when you leave and they're back with just their friends and their clique is not super excited about them being themselves, how do you get them through that moment of solitude? What would you say?
I would rather be than to be around a group of people that don't appreciate me, than don't value me, that don't understand me, because the more authentic that you are, the more true you are to yourself, the more you will gravitate towards the people that you're meant to be around. And you will have wasted your time if you're messing around with people that don't value you or don't see how special you are. And so I feel like at your core, you just have to know who you are. And this is something I'm getting better at too. That's why I think it's so important for me to say it. I feel like if you're so confident in who you are, then everything that is meant to be for you will come to you and will find you, because that's the most magnetic thing in the world, is just being your most authentic. Oh my gosh, I can't talk anymore. It's been an hour, I'm done. Being your most authentic self will attract the people and the experiences and opportunities that you're meant to have.
I love that.
Yeah.
All right. You did good, kid. That was awesome. You
Thanks.
got it out. I'm gonna, of course, see you in person, but
Yeah.
when you graduate, I'm gonna find a way to make you become a public speaker, and you're gonna go on middle school tours because middle schoolers definitely need to hear, especially like tall girls need to see other tall girls. And I could go to middle school, but I'm 40. And yes, they think I'm 20, but it's the point. When I start sharing the years that I did stuff, they're like, wait,
You're like 50.
all right, no, no, they don't do that kind of math. But you're closer in their age, and I think there's a great opportunity. You just have so many great stories, and you have a great perspective, and you're growing, and kids need to hear from people that are closer in age to them who are going through what they're about to go through. So you're amazing. This has been
Amazing.
great. I'm
You're
so
amazing.
excited to see you in 2 weeks.
Me too. Me too. It'll be you, me, and Grace. It will be like the reunion of the century. I'm so excited. Thank you for all your advice.
And I may see you April 17th at Iona.
I won't be there.
What?
I can't go. It's my senior day.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's important.
It's a little bit important. It's my first Max act that I will not have been to in like 3 years.
Oh my God. Okay, it's fine.
I need to let other people in the Quinnipiac space be able to go to those things. I can't just hog it all to myself as much as I love it. I'm kidding.
Yeah, that's fair. Senior day, that's gonna be awesome. Okay, well, thank you for so much for being on my show. This has been dope.
Thank you
And
for having me.
yeah, stay tuned, y'all, and make sure I'm gonna drop Elisa's all her socials. So the youngins that listen to this, follow her because you see she going places and you got to keep up because according to ChatGPT, is she all over the map.
I gotta
So
I gotta keep up with myself.
lock in. All right, bye, y'all.
Thank you so much.